Good morning and happy Saturday. So it is a slightly different Saturday for me this morning. Ordinarily, I would do parkrun. I do parkrun every weekend without fail unless I'm ill or injured or away. But this morning, I have voluntarily chosen not to do parkrun because I've had a better offer. So a friend of mine, Sarah, she is a running coach and a member of Tonbridge Athletic Club, which is one of the sort of other local clubs to us. Is doing a session this morning and she's invited me along. And given how wet it's been, so Tonbridge Wells is going to be a bog. Tonbridge has been cancelled the last 2 weeks. It's on today, but they have caveated saying it is going to be really boggy, really wet. So, don't attack it. There are a couple of other local ones. I did Bedgebury last weekend, which is quite hilly, and I didn't fancy doing that one again. So actually, it was sort of perfect timing, really. So Sarah's invited me down. They're doing a session which is 2x4K at circa marathon pace. So I think 6:40 to 6:50. So I believe we'll do a little warm up, 4K, then a 1K float, and then another 4K at marathon pace, and then a bit of a cool down. So yeah, a bit of a different session this morning. I'm looking forward to it. There's some great runners at Tonbridge Athletic Club. So I don't know who's going to be here this morning. I am a little bit apprehensive because I'm running with new people. I know Sarah, but I don't know if I'm going to know anybody else. But yeah, it's nice to be invited. So let's see how it all goes. Session done. So that was I really enjoyed that actually. So we did about a 5K warm up and then we did the 2 sessions of 4K at around about 6 minute 50 per mile with a 1K float and then a 5K cool down. So actually mileage wise, I've probably done 10, 11, maybe a bit more this morning. So more than I'd planned, given that I've got a big run tomorrow. But there were 2 groups. So there was one group, they went off and did a 7-mile continuous. And I stayed with Sarah and a couple of the other girls who did the 2x4K. So that was 4 of us. I really enjoyed it. I was reasonably controlled. So my heart rate was mostly sort of zone 3, crept up into zone 4 towards the end. But, I'm still 10 weeks out, so that's fine. And I was averaging around about sort of 6:48, 6 to 6:50 a mile. So there we go. That is my morning Saturday that is not parkrun done. And I thoroughly enjoyed that. Yeah. Hopefully they'll invite me back at some point. Who knows? But yeah, off to go and get myself a little coffee and probably have a fairly chilled rest of the day. Rest up before long run, probably 16 to 18 tomorrow. Right. See you then. So good morning and happy Sunday. So we are about just over 7 miles into our Sunday long run, and we are down in London, parked up at Greenwich near the O2, and we've just run down the river to basically where I do my work run on a lunchtime actually. So we're going to run up to Tower Bridge, go over Tower Bridge and then back. I think it's going to be in and around 15 to 16 miles. So we're just approaching 13 miles now, and yeah, feeling good actually. So I've kicked on a little bit, so probably running around about 8 to 8:15 per mile. And my plan is still to try and run the last a little bit quicker. You're just approaching Greenwich from the other side of the river. We're going to go on the footpath under the Thames on the way back. Right, I am back home, showered, eaten, changed, and recovered from quite a long run this morning. So I ended up doing 17.5 miles with the Harriers gang. So I actually did a little bit extra at the end because I wanted to do some marathon pace work. So when we came up from the tunnel under the Thames at Greenwich, I sort of carried on back down the river, and they cut through back to the IKEA, which is where we parked. And I did a couple of sort of 650-ish miles, and then a couple of steady miles as well, around about 730. But yeah, 17.5 miles, so a good effort. And I actually did 52.5 miles for the week, which is brilliant. So yes, it's a big jump up, but actually felt good, felt absolutely like controlled the entire time. My legs didn't feel particularly achy or tired. So that's a real confidence boost for me to get back up to that 50 miles a week with 10 weeks to go. So now it is absolutely just about keeping that momentum up. I've had some really good sessions this week. Obviously I had the great session with Sarah and her friends yesterday. I had a good session this morning. What I do probably need to do a little bit more of now is a bit more speed, so some more sort of shorter intervals, and get that sort of dynamic pacing up, and maybe do some more hill work. But it is starting to come together. It's good and encouraging that a long run at 17.5 miles felt comfortable. My legs didn't feel too tired. Cardiovascularly, I felt good. My heart rate was comfortably in zone 2 for the majority of the run. So yeah, we are getting there. 10 weeks to Paris, and let's see what I can do over those 10 weeks, because it is starting to come together now.